Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Boy, we have a lot to talk about this morning. Just a reminder, we have our live chat tonight, and it's going to be an eventful one as we'll talk about Erin, the heavy rainfall that is developing around the region, some of the impacts, and also what is going on with our weather pattern overall. So look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, if you like this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you're interested in more detailed information like the premium video discussion we just did, going over some of the lifting parameters with this whole event, definitely check out the premium consulting membership, only $15 a month. So I had to wait a little bit because I knew that tropical storm warnings were going to be issued. Where? From basically Ocean County on southward through Cape May and onto the Delmarva Peninsula. Now, I want to make this very clear. The bulk of these warnings for tropical storm conditions are for the coastal waters because our storm is going to be intensifying and expanding in size, which is typical as it's lifting higher up in the latitude. But I want to make it very clear, we are not expecting tropical storm conditions on the land. Okay, so if you're getting a warning, on your phone, the reason why you're getting that, especially along the immediate coast, is that there are going to be some wind gusts pushing over 30 miles per hour, possibly pushing over 40 miles per hour in a few times. So thus, they put out the warning. It'd be the same as if they put out a gale warning, but the storm is going to remain out in the Atlantic. In the meantime, notice we have an onshore flow with showers developing along the coast here. Some of these showers are producing some moderate to heavy downpours already. And you also can notice showers developing here over eastern and central Pennsylvania with a cold front. We're going to have a clash of air masses over our region. Currently, right now, we have temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. It is, in terms of temperatures, it is absolutely beautiful. This is the best weather pattern for me in the summer because it's cool and comfortable. And I don't have to sweat and all that other nonsense. So it's absolutely beautiful in that respect. Everything else is going downhill, though. So let's take a look at our surface map and radar from WeatherTap. And this really tells the whole tale of what is going on. This stationary boundary here separates the air mass that is the maritime air mass with a high pressure system over the Canadian Maritimes, driving a cool, comfortable air mass into our region. And that's true down for the lower levels, and that's supporting an easterly wind. The tropical air mass is still locked down here and will remain locked down here at the surface, but at the mid-levels it's surging northward, adding more moisture to the atmosphere. And then we have our cold front that is approaching from the west, and this has a polar air mass behind it, colder, drier. So colder, drier air lifting a lot of moisture of two different air masses interacting over our region. And that sets up the potential for showers already starting to form along the coast. And then as this cold front moves through, enhancing that lifting, you can see that enhancement already taking place with what we call a jet streak and the polar jet stream. So I want to show you the upper level winds. I showed this to premium members, but I also want to show you. Also, note this is the track out here of Erin. Notice it's nowhere near us in terms of the core of the storm. So this really tells the tale here, what's setting up here. All right, and I'll probably pull this up also during the live chat. This is our polar jet stream here. Notice the nice divergence, confluence here. So what this tells me, high pressure here, lifting here, nice jet streak dynamics, setting up a lifting here. You see how this is Erin. You see how this kind of flies out? This enhances the size and strength potential of Erin. So right now, when you have a warm core low, it needs to be ventilated. And so this is getting ventilated out, right? So the northern side of this storm, which was impeded with sheer and dry air over the past 24 hours, is now able to grow and blossom. And that is happening while it's moving over the Gulf Stream. So when we take a look at our satellite pictures, obviously the surface here, the visible satellite picture is socked in. There's going to be tons of clouds, no sunshine today. This is from the maritime air mass. Here's from the polar air mass, tropical air mass. Where's that? Well, what's this down here? Well, let's take a step back here. Here's the infrared satellite picture. The jet streak, which is enhancing lifting over here and enhancing the rainfall for southern New England, is also enhancing the northern side of Erin. So Erin here is starting to intensify here. Notice the eye is starting to reform. It looks a lot healthier than it did 24 hours ago. And is getting rid of any of the dry air that's left in, and it's going to be moving over the Gulf Stream. So I do expect Erin to intensify. I'll make this very clear. It's moving to the north-northwest. It's going to be moving due north and then northeast. Nowhere near us. Make that very clear. But because Erin is able to expand in size, that's why we have the tropical storm warnings out for the coastal waters, because some of those winds, the very edge of the tropical storm force winds, are going to be pushing into our coastal waters. Meanwhile, you see this up here? See that this is the mid and upper levels expansion of the tropical air mass running into our neck of the woods. So you have a combination of all these moisture sources and this cold front moving through. And that opens up the potential for these showers to produce very heavy downpours. And so that's what we're going to be concerned about for this afternoon, this evening, and the overnight hours, is some of these tropical showers producing some significant rainfall. Now, I want to make this very clear. Some locations could easily push over 2 inches of rain out of this, while other locations barely get a quarter of an inch of rain. It's going to be hit and miss here. But if you get hit, it's going to be a good amount of rain, and it's going to be the potential for some urban flooding, flash flooding, and generally poor driving conditions for this evening. So just be prepared for that. The good news is that once Erin leaves and the cold front clears off the coast, it's going to be absolutely beautiful for the rest of this week into this weekend. So let's dive into the forecast, shall we? So for today, scattered showers developing around the region, becoming more widespread, capable of heavier downpours, high temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior, mid to upper 70s around the New York City metro, upper 70s to lower 80s around the Philadelphia metro, and southern New Jersey. For this evening on through the overnight hours, the cold front sinks south, kicking Erin away, making sure that it will not be an impact for us. That's going to still lead to the potential for some heavier downpours here, with low temperatures tomorrow in the upper 50s to lower 60s over the northern interior, lower to mid 60s along the coast. Some of this heavy rainfall, I have to stress, could lead to flash flooding, so use some extreme caution for tomorrow morning's rush hour. It's going to be a bit nasty. By the time we get to the afternoon, the showers start to break up, clouds start to break up. Now, you see how Erin is out here. Notice this is called a pressure gradient. This is why we're going to see those tropical storm force winds extend out into the coastal waters. And that's why you have those tropical storm warnings out from about Ocean County on southward. So again, I don't expect direct impacts on the coast, right, on the land. But if, let's say, you're on the Outer Banks, on New Jersey, or, you know, the Barrier Islands, or let's say you're a fisherman and you're out here, it's not going to be the best conditions. So stay in, okay? Because it is going to get a bit rough out here with the wave heights. And in the meantime, we're going to have minor to moderate coastal flooding as a threat. We're going to have strong riptides, as you know, and very breezy conditions along the Jersey Shore, gusts pushing over 30 miles per hour. So it's not going to be a pretty day, with high temperatures tomorrow only in the lower 70s throughout the region. But by tomorrow night into Friday morning, that all clears out. High pressures in control with clear skies, low temperatures in the lower to mid 50s over the northern interior, upper 50s to lower 60s along the coast. Tomorrow afternoon, Friday afternoon, look for scattered cloud cover with high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Absolutely beautiful. Perfect day for any type of outdoor activity. That is for sure. Except maybe going in the water at the beach, but you don't want to do that because of the strong riptide still. On Saturday, excellent weather conditions continue with high pressure in control, but notice the high pressure systems off the coast lead to a little bit more of a southwesterly wind. Look for low temperatures on Saturday to range from the upper 50s to lower 60s over the interior, lower to mid 60s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the upper 70s to lower 80s throughout the region. On Sunday, a cold front will approach the region with scattered cloud cover and the threat for a few widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms towards the late afternoon and evening hours. Look for low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s on the I-95 corridor, and mid to upper 70s along the coast. On Monday, the cold front clears out with a few scattered showers and possibly an isolated thunderstorm hanging around. Look for low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s over the interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. High temperatures in the mid to upper 70s over the interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast. On Tuesday, a trough will hang around the region with a few isolated showers, but for the most part, just a mix of sun and clouds. Look for low temperatures in the mid to upper 50s over the interior, lower to mid 60s along the coast. High temperatures in the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast. And on Wednesday, another trough will swing on through with a few isolated showers, but again, pretty much just a mix of sun and clouds, with low temperatures in the lower to mid 50s over the northern interior, mid to upper 50s in the suburbs, upper 50s to lower 60s in your urban areas, and high temperatures ranging from the upper 60s to mid 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s on the I-95 corridor, and mid to upper 70s along the coast. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.